I'm going to talk about outcome patterns. So there is no weather warnings. So let's look at pressure pattern starting from 8 p.m. 1020, 1016, 1024 millibars of pressure. Let's go to next hour, which is 42 hours, March 30th. So 1012, 1016, 1016 millibars of pressure. Let's go to next hour, which is next 24 hours. So 1008, 1004, 1008 millibars of pressure. So let's go to next 24 hours, which is 8 p.m., April 1st. So 1028, 1032, 1030 millibars of pressure, 1030, 29, 27 actually. So let's go to next hour, which is 8 p.m., April 2nd. So 1012, 1016, 1020, 1024 millibars of pressure. So let's look at total precipitation. No, not total precipitation. Precipitation pattern after the whole thing. So let's take the whole pattern. So March 31st and all the way to April 1st. Rainfall. So let's look at precipitation pattern. 2 p.m. there is nothing else. 5 p.m. there's nothing else. 8 p.m. there's nothing else. 11 p.m. there's nothing else. 8 a.m. there's nothing else. 10 a.m. 11 a.m. there's nothing else. 2 p.m. there's nothing else. 5 p.m. there's nothing else. 8 p.m. there's nothing else. 11 p.m. there is something. So Niagara Falls City, Hamilton, Oakville, Sissaga, parts of Brampton is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to next parts of Niagara Falls City. No, it's not. Doesn't gets nothing actually. So part of it. Most of the Niagara Falls City is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to 8 a.m. Byerton, Hoyleton, Hanover, Olala, those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters, 2.5 millimeters of rainfall, including parts of Oshawa, Uxbridge, Belleville possibly. So let's just look at Lionshead OB, Collingwood, Betty, Virginia, Beverly Hills, not Beverly Hills. It's gonna get some parts of Oakville. It's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Heaviest in Oakville is 2.5, 6.25, lightest 0.25. So Mississauga heaviest is gonna be 6.25 lightest, 2.5, including Brampton, same thing. So downtown Toronto, Scarborough is gonna get some mostly 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Richmond Hills and Scarborough Richmond Hills actually is gonna get some mostly 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Newmarket, Orange Hills 2.5 millimeters. Snowfall is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters. Holbrook is gonna get some 0.2.5 millimeters. Peterborough is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters. Include Belleville's is 2.5 millimeters. Niagara Lake Heavy is gonna get some third layer, which is 12.5 millimeters of rainfall in Niagara Lake. That's heaviest light is gonna be 2.5. 6.25 actually. So let's go to Niagara Falls City. Niagara Falls City heaviest is gonna be 6.25, but light is 2.5. So Niagara on the Lake heaviest is going to be 6.25, heaviest is going to be 12.5, and lightest is going to be 6.25 millimeters. Heavy lightest is Niagara on the Lake. So Oakville is already don't need to do anything. So let's look at Palm Beach, 6.25, including Thunder Beach. Southern Bay Mainland's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Betty's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 11 a.m. So, like I said, over Whiteton, Collingwood, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Southern Bay Mainland, Olala, Betty, Virginia, Beverly, Isles, Uxbridge, Peterborough, those is Easter, most part of Oakville. It's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So parts of Scarborough is gonna get some heavy. Since Scarborough is gonna get some 6.25 light is 2.5 millimeters. Down Toronto is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters. Saga Brampton is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters. Orange is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters. Snowfall is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to Oshawa. Oshawa is gonna get some heaviest. It's going to get some 6.25 and 2.5 is lightest. 2.9 is 2.5 millimeters the lightest. The heaviest is 6.25. Niagara on the lake is gonna be 6.25 heaviest. Lightest 2.5. 2.5 is the lightest heaviest. No, lightest in Niagara Falls City is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters heavy, 6.25. So let's look at Port Elgin. Port Elgin, Hanover is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to Wyerton. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to which Newmarket Orange. Oh, it's already done. So let's go to next hour, which is 2 p.m. Linehead Bay, Whitetown, Port Elgin, Hanover, Collingwood, not Berry, Georginia, Beverly Hills. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Peterborough, Uxbridge, Coburg, Hamilton, Oakville included, so Mississauga. So, parts of Niagara on the lake. So, let's go to heavier precipitation. So, Palm Beach going to get some the layer, which is 12.5 millimeters of rainfall, including parts of Thunder Beach. Thunder Beach actually holding 2.5 millimeters in Sada Bay. Inland 6.25, Olala 6.25. So, Barry's going to get some whatever, it's already done. So, Brampton 0.25, Orange Wolf's going to get some 0.25 millimeters actually. So downtown Toronto, Richmond Hill is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters, including Scarborough. Parts of Scarborough is 6.25 millimeters, as the heaviest lights is 2.5 millimeters. Stouffville is gonna get some also same thing as Scarborough. It's gonna be 2.5 millimeters. Oshawa is gonna be lightest is gonna be 0.25, the heaviest is gonna be 2.5 millimeters. Niagara on the lake, Niagara Falls is 2.5 millimeters. Lightest in Niagara on the lake is gonna be 2.5, 0.25, heaviest is going to be 2.5. Niagara Falls City lightest is gonna be 2.5 millimeters, with some heaviest is gonna be 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour, beginning market orange or snowfall. So let's go to 5 p.m. So Bombay's gonna get some port lightest green, which is 18.75 millimeters. Same thing as Thunder Beach. Solid Bay is gonna get some 12.5 millimeters. Midlands 18.75 millimeters. Solid is gonna get some 12.5 millimeters of rainfall. Saxony is gonna get some 12.5 millimeters, 18.75 millimeters. So let's go to Niagara Falls City. Heavy is gonna be 6.25. Light is gonna be 2.5 millimeters. Niagara on the lake 0.25 millimeters. Scarborough, Stouffville, down Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Mississauga, Brampton, Orange Hill, Oshawa. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Beverly Hills, Georginia, Barrie. So Peterborough is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Belvoir is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Lineshead, Obey, Watertown, Boyles, and Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Borealis is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 8 p.m. There is something. So Bombay is going to get some 6.25 millimeters, including Thunder Beach, Sada Bay. So Midland's going to be 12.5 millimeters of rainfall. So it's going to be third layer, which is actually 6.25. Yeah, it's 12.5 millimeters is in Midland. Or la la included. So let's look at Berries. 2.5 millimeters. Beverly Hills, Georginia is gonna be 0.25 lines. No, Hope's Way is gonna get Hope's Way, Collingwood is going Wyerton is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters rainfall. Port Elgin, Hanover is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So Oakville, Mississauga, parts of it, Brampton, Orange Hill, Toronto, Newton Hill, Newmarket, Scarborough, Stouffville, parts of Oshawa, Uxbridge, Peterborough, Coburg, Belleville. Those are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So parts of Mississauga, parts of downtown Toronto, parts of Oshawa is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. But mostly 0.25. So let's look at next up. Oh, Niagara Lake is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So lightest is Niagara Falls City is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. So the heaviest is going to be, it's going to be 6 layer, which is 31 millimeters of rainfall, 31.25 millimeters. So let's go to next hour. This one cities takes longer. So let's look at next hour, which is 11 p.m. So let's do the hardest cities first. So Niagara Falls City is going to get some light is 6.25. The heavy is going to be so 37.25. No, that's a go. So it's going to be 31.25 millimeters of rainfall. Niagara Falls City is very close, which is actually going to be 25 millimeters. So Hamilton Oakville's going to get some mostly 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including parts of Scarborough, Stouffville, Sissaga, Brampton, Orangeville, Downtown Toronto, Richard Hill, Newmarket. Those cities are getting better, including Coburg, Belleville, Beverly Hills, Georgia, Wyerton, like Hobbs Bay. Those cities, including parts of Thunder Beach, Midland, Solid Bay, those cities are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So Hamilton heaviest 2.5 millimeters, heaviest in Thunder Beach is going to be 2.5 millimeters. And Port Elton, Hanover is going to get some line side is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall, including Betty or the last. So let's go to next Beverly Hills. So Peterborough is going to get some. Peterborough is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 8 a.m. There is something. So capacity have light is 0.25, light heavy is going to be 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to 11 a.m. Light heavy is in our capacity is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 2 p.m. There is nothing else. 5 p.m. there's nothing else. 8 p.m. there's nothing else. 11 p.m. there's nothing else. 8 a.m. there's something. So Beverly Hills, Georgia is gonna get some Belleville is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snow, including Collingwood. On the lake, heavy is light is 2.5, heavy is 0.6.25. Hamilton, Oakville, Sissaga, Brampton, Orangeville, Toronto, Richard Hill, Scarborough, Buzzway. It's gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Niagara Falls City is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. So Oshawa is gonna get some 0.25 ooks, but it's gonna be 0.25 millimeters of sleet on the market. Orange also falls different. So Newmarket is going to be, no. Newmarket is actually 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. And so it's going to be 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Let's look at next hour, which is 11 a.m. So, what is cities missing? So, line said okay. So, there is nothing missing. So Hope's Bay is gonna be 0.25 millimeters of freeze rain, including wide temporals and hardware. So Line says 0.25 millimeters of sleet. Bombay is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freeze rain. Derby is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Solid Bay 0.25 millimeters of rainfall slash snowfall. Midland 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Otola, Betty, Georgia, Beverly Hills is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So Uxbridge is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain, including snowfall, Newmarket, Orangeville. So parts of Scarborough, Habeas is 6.25, light is 2.5. Sissaga, Brampton, Orangeville, Down Toronto, Richard Hill is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Hamilton, Okonaga, Lake, Hanang, Fall City, Habeas 2.5 millimeters. Oshawa 0.25 millimeters. Coburg is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Peterborough is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Belleville is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 2 p.m. Same thing, precipitation. Bytown is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. Boreals is going to be 2.4 millimeters. Hanover is going to be 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So, Line says 2.5 millimeters. Hobart Bay 2.4 millimeters. Palm Beach, Midland, Solid Bay, parts of Thunder Beach are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain, including Georgia, Beverly, la. Thunder Beach 2.5 millimeters. Collingwood 2.5 millimeters. 0.25 millimeters. So, Peterborough is going to get some Peterborough is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So parts of Scarborough, Snowfall, down Toronto, whatever. So Richard Hill, Newmarket, Brampton, Orangeville, Oakville, most of it, Hamilton, parts of Niagara on the Lake, Oshawa, those cities of Coburg. Those cities are gonna get some 0.25, 2.5 millimeters of rainfall, actually 6.25. Sissaga is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of free rainfall. So heaviest in Niagara on the Lake is gonna be 2.5, 6.25, light is gonna be 2.5 millimeters, 6 point lightest in Niagara Falls City, 0.25, heaviest gonna be 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So this is rainfall for now everywhere in Niagara Falls. So Newmarket, Orangeville, Stouffville is actually a little bit higher. It's gonna be 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. Barrie is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So let's go to next tower, which is on the last 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. Let's go to next tower, which is 5 p.m. Boyolton is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. Palm Beach, Midland is going to get, Solid Bay is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain, including Barrie, or la. Dunn Beach is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Beverly Isles. Now, gonna Niagara Falls City, Hamilton is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So, Mississauga, downtown Tower, Channel, Newmarket, Scarborough, Stouffville, Oshawa, Uxbridge, going to get some 0.2.5 millimeters rainfall, including Belleville. Coburg is going to get some 0.6.25 millimeters of rainfall. The Peterborough is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So Oakville is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Collingwood is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. Hope's Way 0.25, line says 2.5 millimeters. So let's go to next tower, which is 114 towers. So Hoopsby, Whiteham, Boylston, Hanover, Collingwood, Barby, Stanby, Solomon, Milan, Olala is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Barry, Bablas, Georgia is going to get some 0.2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Stouffel's gonna get some Stoufel, Newmarket, Orangeville is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Sissaga, Brampton, South Toronto, Scarborough is gonna get some parts of it. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Heaviest in Scarborough is going to be 6.25, lightest is going to be 0.25. So Oku heaviest superfine light is 0.25 millimeters. Niagara Falls is going to be heaviest superfine light is 0.25 millimeters. Rainfall Coburg's 0.25 Belleville 0.25 millimeters. So line said is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of raising rain. So now I'm gonna take 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next tower, which is 117 towers. So Whitetown line said Obey is going to get some 12.5 millimeters of rainfall, so 6.25, 12.5, yeah. Boyles in Hanover is 12.5 millimeters. Collingwood, Dunby, Solid Bay is going to be 2.6.25 millimeters of rainfall, so Bell Beach is going to get some 12.5 millimeters of rainfall, 6.25 Milan, Olala is going to get some Finland is going to get, Olala is going to get some 2.5 millimeters, Barry's 2.5 millimeters, Access 12.5, Jorginho Babylon is 12.5 millimeters, Newmarket Onshore Stover is going to be 0.2.5, 6.25 millimeters of rainfall, Brampton, Scarborough, Richmond Hill is going to get some 0.2.5 millimeters, Saga, downtown Toronto is going to get, parts of Scarborough, it's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, heaviest in down to Toronto is 2.5 millimeters, light is 0.25 millimeters, so Oshawa is going to get some 2.5 millimeters, so Xavier is going to get some 6.25 millimeters, Peterborough is going to get some 6.25, Coburg is going to be 2.5 millimeters of rainfall, including Belleville. So let's go to Niagara Lake, 0.25 millimeters. Niagara Falls City, light is 0.25, heavy is going to be 6.25 millimeters. Hamilton, it's going to get some 0.25 millimeters. Local heavy superfire light is going to be 0.25 millimeters. So let's go to next tower, which is there is no next tower. So let's look at total precipitation. So start from 8 p.m. There is nothing else, including anger falsity. So let's go to next 24 hours, March 31st. So Whiteton 12 millimeters, Collingwood 6 millimeters, Hope's Ways is going to be 3 millimeters. Einstein is going to get some 5 millimeters of rainfall. So let's look at everywhere in Niagara Falls. It's going to be 25 millimeters. Hamilton is 26 millimeters, Oakville 26 millimeters. Oh, Hamilton, Oakville is 26 millimeters. Oakville Heavy is going to get some 7 millimeters, that's heavier. So Sissauga is going to get some 12 millimeters. Brampton 12 millimeters, down to 18 millimeters. Scarborough is 15 millimeters. Toll 15 millimeters. Newmarket Orange Falls 17 millimeters. Wilkes 6 millimeters. Saskatchewan 12 millimeters. 5 millimeters in Peterborough. Cobourg 7 millimeters. 5 and 8 millimeters in Belleville. Georgia 3 millimeters. Beverly Isle is going to be 8 millimeters. Very it's going to be 6 millimeters. Olala is going to get some going to be 30 millimeters of rainfall, which is actually over 25 millimeters. So it's going to be between it's going to be 27 millimeters. Bombay's going to get some 30 millimeters. Tanabe's going to get some 30 millimeters. Salaby is going 26 millimeters. Midland's going to get some 30 millimeters. Whiteton Boyles is going to get some 7.12.5 millimeters. Hanover is going to get some 12.4 millimeters of rainfall, 12.3 actually. So let's go to next hour, which is London. Let's go to next hour, which is 8 p.m. Collingwood 0.7 millimeters, Bombay 0.8 millimeters, Holloway 0.1 millimeters, Midland 1 millimeter, Solana 0.7, 8. Berry 0.8, Jotinia 0.8, Bablia 0.7, Oshawa 0.1 millimeters, Hooksville is going to get some 0.7 millimeters, Peterborough 2 millimeters, Coburg is going to be 0.2 millimeters. Oakville 0.2 millimeters, everywhere now, Falls is going to be 3.5 millimeters. So down to around to 0.7 millimeters. So Hanover is going to get some 0.2 millimeters. So one. So let's go to Belleville. It's going to be 0.32 millimeters of rainfall. Georgia. So let's go to next hour. Next hour, which is 8 p.m. April the 2nd. So White's 17 millimeters, Hopesby 17 millimeters. Lane says it's going to get some Line says it's going to be 16 millimeters. Column is 19 millimeters. For us, it's 16 millimeters. Hanover is going to be 15 millimeters. Bombay is going to get some. Bombay is going to get some 16 millimeters. Tanabe, Salabe, Milan 13 millimeters. Solila 16 millimeters. Very 16 millimeters. Webda 16 millimeters. Georgia is going to be 15 millimeters of rainfall, which is 17 millimeters. So, actually 13 millimeters. Georgia, actually. Everywhere in Ag, past 12 millimeters. Hamilton, Oakville, 12 millimeters. Lightest locals could be 12.5 millimeters. 13 millimeters for Ramsey. Mississauga 10 millimeters. Down to 10 millimeters. Scarborough 13 millimeters. Tofu 19 millimeters. Newmarket Orange Hills 16 millimeters. Uxbridge 11 millimeters. Peterborough 14 millimeters. Oshawa 6 millimeters. Coburg 9 millimeters. Belleville 8 millimeters. So let's go to next hour, which is there is no next hour. So let's look at total snowfall. So 0.7 is in Collingwood, centimeters of snowfall. Bottom is going to get some 0.6 centimeters all the way, 0.3 inland, 0.7. Orla 1 centimeter, Jordania 0.8, Beverly 0.6, Berry 1.0, Orange Road 0.4, Newmarket 0.4, Stowford 0.2, Scarborough 0.50, Stoughton also 0.1. Branson is about 1 centimeter, Luxville is about 1 centimeter, Oshawa is about 1 centimeter, Sweetwater is about 5 centimeters, 0.3 is Coburg, 0.7 is in Belleville, so let's go to 0.1 Niagara Falls, 0.1 centimeter Niagara Falls. City Hopes Bay is going to be 1.1 centimeters, Lines is going to get some 1.1 centimeters of snowfall. So let's go to next hour, which is there is no next hour, so let's look at air temperature pattern. So let's look at total sleet. So Collingwood's about 1.7 millimeters of sleet, so Hobbs is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of sleet. Line says 2.4 millimeters, so let's look at Beverly ISO. It's going to get some 0.7 millimeters of sleet, so let's go to 0.865. 0.7 actually, so let's go to air temperature pattern. So let's look at total freeze grades. So Whitehead 6 millimeters, Collingwood 5 millimeters, Newmarket 2 millimeters, Orangeville 3 millimeters, freezing in Hooksville 5 millimeters, Peterborough 1 millimeters, Palm is going to be 2 millimeters, Midland 3 millimeters, Solar Base 0.25 millimeters, Hope's Base 3 millimeters, close to 4 millimeters, except 4 millimeters freezing grade is in Lysander Base. So actually, I hope the line set is 5 millimeters freezing rain. Let's go to snowfall. Snowfall is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters freezing grade. So let's go to next. That's not snowfall. So Beverly has a Georgina has 2 millimeters of freezing rain, including Gorilla. So that so let's go to let's go to next. Let's go to air temperature patterns. So Watch at 10 degrees, Collingwood 9 degrees, Wales is 8 degrees, Hanover is going to be 10 degrees. Everywhere in Niagara Falls 9 degrees, Hamilton Oakville 7 degrees, Mississauga 7 degrees, Downtown 7 degrees, Scarborough is 8.5 degrees, Stouffville 10 degrees, Brampton 9 degrees, Downtown 7 degrees, Newmarket, Orangeville 10 degrees, Hooksville 9 degrees, Oshawa 7 degrees, Peterborough 8 degrees, Cobourg 5 degrees, Melville 8 degrees. So Solid is going to get some 8 degrees, Bombay is going to 8 degrees, Midlands 10 degrees, Valley 10 degrees, Jordania is going to get some 6 degrees, Beverly Hills is 10 degrees, Olala is going to get some 7 degrees, Hobbs Bay is going to get some 9 degrees, Lightset is going to get some 8 degrees, Thunder Beach going to get some Thunder Beach is going to get some 6 degrees, so the exit on the beach is actually 6 degrees. So let's go to next tower, which is with the bar of the animal white lines and open white head. So let's go to next tower, which is 7 a.m. So 3 degrees in white, lines and obey 3 degrees, Royals is 3 degrees, Hanama is 3 degrees, Collingwood 6 degrees, Thunder Beach, Solid Base 4 degrees, Bomb Beach 5 degrees, Willard 5 degrees, Olala 4 degrees. Georgia 4 degrees, Babylon is 5 degrees, 4 degrees, 5 degrees, very 4 degrees. So everywhere now was 8 degrees, Hamilton Oakville 5 degrees, Brampton, Mississauga 5 degrees, Downtown up to 4 degrees, Scarborough 5 degrees, Stouffville 4 degrees, Newmarket 4 degrees, Orangeville 45 degrees, Uxbridge 4 degrees, Oshawa 3 degrees, Peterborough 3 degrees, Cobourg 2 degrees, Melville 2 degrees, so Lakewood. So let's go to next tower, which is 3 p.m. So, White 10 degrees, Collingwood 11 degrees, Fort Elgin 5 degrees, Hanover is gonna get some 7 degrees, Line said Bay is gonna get some 7 degrees, so Solid Bay is gonna get some 6 degrees, Thunder Bay is gonna be 5 degrees, Bombay is gonna be 7 degrees, Hitland is gonna get some 9 degrees, Saxon is going to be 10 degrees, Midland, so Erie is going to get some 50 degrees, Georgina is going to be 9 degrees, Beverly Isles is going to be 15 degrees, Olala is going to be 9 degrees, Saxon 10, 11 degrees. Everywhere Niagara Falls 15 degrees, Hamilton Oakville 14 degrees, including Mississauga. Brampton 18 degrees, Stouffville 17 degrees, 16 degrees, Scarborough, Downtown 17 degrees. Newmarket, Orangeville 17 degrees, Hooksville 16 degrees, Oshawa 14 degrees, Cobourg 9 degrees, Peterborough 17 degrees, Melville 14 degrees, so Mississauga is 14 degrees, so stays the same. London, let's go to next tower, which is 7 a.m. White's at 60 degrees, Collingwood 5 degrees, Royals is 6 degrees, Hanover is gonna get some 7 degrees, Lions said Obey is gonna get some 8 degrees, so 6 degrees actually. It's actually gonna be 4 degrees. So Solid Beach, Thunder Beach, 4 degrees, Palm Beach, 5 degrees, Midland, 4 degrees, Solala, 3 degrees, Georgia, 3 degrees, Paris, 3 degrees, Babylon is 5 degrees. Everywhere now falls Tampa 5 degrees, Hamilton all goes 9 degrees. Mississauga is 5 degrees, Brant is 6 degrees, Dover 6 degrees, 505 Scarborough, Downtown 5 degrees, Newmarket Orange 6 degrees, Ipswich 5 degrees, Oshawa 5 degrees, Peterborough 3 degrees, Coburg 4 degrees, Melbourne 4 degrees. So let's go to next hour, which is 3 p.m. So Coburg, Melbourne 60. So let's look at Warrington 16 degrees, Collingwood 20 degrees, Lyonside going to be 12 degrees. 12 degrees in Oversea, Lyonside is going to be 7 degrees. Thunder with Solar Bay is going to be 12 degrees at Loading Thunder Beach. Bomb Bay is going to get some 12 degrees. Middle line is going to be 12 degrees. 13 degrees. Oh la la, 12 degrees, 13 degrees. So it's 10 degrees actually. So 11 degrees. Shojiria 17 degrees. Beverly ISO is going to get some 21, 22, 23. It's going to be 20, 19 degrees. Perry is going to be 19, 21 degrees. So let's go to everywhere now. Possibility 5 degrees. Hamilton Ogo 60 degrees. This is Aga 50 degrees. Downtown 50 degrees. Ranted 21 degrees. Dover 21 degrees. Scarborough is going to be 17.5 degrees. Newmarket, Orangeville 21 degrees. Uxbridge 21 degrees. Oshawa 40 degrees. Peterborough 70 degrees. Colwick 11 degrees. Peterborough Melville 60 degrees, so let's go to the next stop. Port Elgin is going to be 13 degrees. 16 degrees. Hanover is going to get some. Hanover is going to get some 16 degrees. 16 degrees. So let's go to next hour, which is 7 a.m. So Boyolson -1, Conway -1, Linsey -1, Bombay, Sunby, Sotheby, Midland -1, Ottawa -1, Betty -1, Georgia 1 degrees, Babylon 0 degrees, everywhere now plus 1.5 degrees, Hamilton, Oka 3 degrees, Granton 2 degrees, Mississauga 2 degrees, Downtown 2 degrees, Stowe 1 degrees, Scarborough 1.5 degrees, Newmarket also 1 degrees, Wilkes -1 degrees, Oshawa 1 degrees, Peterborough 1 degrees, Coburg 2 degrees, Melbourne 3 degrees, so white is 1 degrees, Collingwood 0 degrees. So let's go to next hour, which is 3 p.m. So Boyle's at 1 degrees, Hanover is 2 degrees, Hopesville line says it's gonna be -2 degrees, Collingwood 1 degrees. Bomby is gonna get some 2 degrees, Tannery is 1 degrees, Sotheby is 3 degrees, Midland's gonna get some 4 degrees. And Georgia is gonna be 3 degrees, Babylon so it's gonna get some 65 degrees. So, so let's go to Mary. 5 degrees, on the left, 5 degrees. Everywhere now, was 5 degrees. Hamilton Oco, 5 degrees. Mississauga, 6 degrees. Atlanta, 6 degrees. Brampton, 7 degrees. Dover, 6 degrees. Scarborough, 7 degrees. Newmarket, Orangeville, 5 degrees. Uxbridge, 5 degrees. Oshawa, 7 degrees. Peterborough, 6 degrees. Coburg, 5 degrees. Melbourne, 8 degrees. So let's go to next hour, which is 1 degree. So let's go to next hour, which is okay, let's double check. There is nothing else. So let's go to 7 a.m. a.m. actually. So Port Elgin, Hardware, Homes Bay, 1 degrees. Lionshead, it's 0 degrees. Collingwood, 0 degrees. Solomon, Midland, 0 degrees. Bombay, Stunning Beach, 1 degrees. Perry, 0 degrees. Georgia, 1 degrees. Babylon, 0 degrees. Solala, 1 degrees. Newmarket, Orangeville, 0 degrees. Everywhere now, falls 2 degrees. Hamilton, Ogles, 2 degrees. Brampton, Mississauga, 1 degrees. Downtown, 1 degrees. Scarborough, 1 degrees. 1 degrees in Stowe. Oshawa, 1 degrees. Coburg, 1 degrees. Melbourne, 1 degrees. Uxbridge, -1. Peterborough, is 0 degrees. So let's go to next hour, which is 2 p.m. So Whiteham 1 degrees. Hopesville, it's going to be 1 degrees. Lineside and loaded. Port Elgin, Hanover is 1 degrees. Collingwood, 1 degrees. Bombay, Sunny Beach, Solid Bay, Midland, 1 degrees. Olala, Betty, 1 degrees. Georgia, 1 degrees. Beverly Hills is 1 degrees. New market also 2 degrees snowfall, 2 degrees cover, 2 degrees under, 2 degrees, but after 3 degrees, it's like a 2 degrees, under. Hamilton 3 degrees, local 3 degrees, everywhere, falls up for 5 degrees, Oshawa 3 degrees, Peterborough 1 degrees, Coburg 2 degrees, Melbourne 2 degrees. So, London. So, this is the end of the video.